السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. ربي أني مسني الضر وأنت أرحم الراحمين. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، نعم المولى ونعم النصير. غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. ربنا إننا سمعنا منادي أن ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا. ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه لله رب العالمين آمين. Chapter Ana, and we studied up to verse 8. When يسرك لليسرى. The translation says, we shall facilitate for you the easy way, but there is no need to use the future tense. And also, the original text doesn't use the future tense either. But we can, of course, we always read the Quran in the present tense. So we can read this translation as, we facilitate for you the easy way. So the question is, what is the easy way? What is easy for us? What do we expect? That the Creator facilitates the easy way for us. What do you think the easy way? I know both of you. Anyone else? Okay, let's make it the priority to ladies first. Okay.
It's the way we talk about it in Surah Fatiha too, about the straight path. It's the one that's clearest to you in your life, is the simplest. It is what feels most natural to how you're thinking about your life.
We may think that whatever we want from this world, it will be provided by God, and my life will be easy. But easiness, we cannot really guarantee that. External easiness, we cannot guarantee that it will be easy for us. You may, for example, have lots of material facilities, opportunities, but you may be still in trouble. It is not easy, especially to be a rich person is not easy at all. You have to take care of lots of things. So that is external. Of course, the more permanent easiness is, as you said, which is, I think you were going to, because you were nodding your head as well, what is appropriate to your nature, human, in Arabic, which is called fitra, the way we are created. There should be no contradiction between what we understand, nothing to do with external activities, how we interpret creation, how we interpret our existence, what is our stand towards this activity is going on in the universe, these activities are what? The result of the will of your creator. These activities are the result of the will of your creator. So there must be a coherence between what is going on outside and how your nature expects the creator to treat you. Must be a coherence between two. If there is a coherence or the incoherence, not congruent, they are not really supporting each other, what happens? For example, I go out, it is cold, or my car breaks down on the street in the middle of nowhere. Do you think that is the will of the creator? But at the same time, is it a real difficulty of life for me? Yes or no? Theoretically, it shouldn't be. Whatever happens, take lesson from it, learn, and see how the creator has already established the order. Take precautions. If you didn't take precautions, in most of the cases, then you will learn it, and that is the way how we learn what is right, what is wrong. But for example, if something happens definitely out of our will, not negligence at all, hurricane, what will you do? Do you think I have to adjust myself? Hurricane happened without my interference of my free will. This kind of verses should be understood as far as our attitude towards the events, created events, is concerned. How do we interpret them? How do we see them? External happenings, external activities are not, should not be our concern. But unfortunately, what we learned in this civilization, what do they say? What is convenient for you? What do they mean? For example, for the sake of convenience, we do this, we do that. So to have a happy life, we have to take precautions in this way, in another way, but they are all concerned with, first, outside material things, your relationship with the things, bodily relationship, not your intellectual relationship, not your interpretation. That's one. The second, definitely external and material, not your intellectual relationship with the event. How do you see the event? We have to make the distinction. Otherwise, we say, God promises that He facilitates for us the easy way for human beings, not necessarily that Muslims or religious people. No, for human beings. It is already there. It is expected of us to understand the right approach. When you have the right approach, but very simple, it is very simple, then you are a believer, or you will be treated as a believer. Otherwise, it is out there, but if I don't really study and concentrate on it, use my human intelligence and interpret the event according to my nature and what is going on out there, and see the compatibility between both, how to interpret all of them, take a lot of things into consideration, one of which, and the most important of which is, what is the purpose of my existence? If someone, excuse me, if someone doesn't take into account of this question, what is the purpose of my existence? What is the purpose for me to be in this world? If you ignore this, you cannot solve any problem. Because if you don't really make sure the purpose of my existence in this world, what is it? Why do I exist in this world? So it means, why am I given existence in the form of this existence, this type of existence here in this world? Why? We have to establish this first. If we understand that there is a purpose in our existence, it means there is a conscious, deliberate choice behind our existence, or on the foundation of our existence. Conscious, deliberate choice. Right? Then I have to see the correlation between what I am expecting as a human being and what is going on outside. Don't speak. Okay. Then we will understand that if we use our human capacities in the right way, and if we are sure of what we have to work, there is nothing happening in this world accidental. If we understand, everything is under control, everything is within the order. Even the hurricane happens within the order. Hurricane never happens accidentally, without any purpose. The purpose later on, sorry, it was wrong. Without following the order. It happens within the order. Again, that's why you can calculate it, that the hurricane will hit this coast or other coast, west coast, east coast, whatever. Tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, at 3 o'clock, you can calculate it. Why? How can you calculate it? Because it is happening within the order. And we have to establish and understand and establish how this order came into existence. How this order happened to be as it is. Can it happen, this order? The relationship between the smallest being to the biggest being, established in the perfect way, perfectly arranged. Can it happen by accident? Not one event, not two events. You know, if you have a bag of alphabets, A, B, C, you know, how many letters are there in English? 28? 26. 26. Yeah, 26 letters. Let's say thousands of them, each of them, thousands, each of them. And throw the bag. What happens? Continuously change it. I mean, put into a thumb or something and change it. What is that possibility? A sentence will come, a perfect, meaningful sentence will come. Is there any possibility there?
I mean, it's low, but it's there.
Sorry?
It's a low chance, a very low chance, but it's still there.
No. Meaningful sentence.
It is. I mean, it's a very small percentage, but it is.
And maybe one word or something, but still the arrangement between the, look, how the universe is now. A letter, a syllable, a word, a sentence, a paragraph, and a chapter, and the sequence of the chapter. All of them are perfectly arranged. From the letter to the whole book is completely arranged. Even if one word happens to be, but it happens only once, and it cannot happen from the beginning to the end of the book. It cannot happen. Because chance cannot make a book. But accidentally, let's say A-L-I can coincide to be together and say, this is Ali, you see, or I don't know, table. But the nature of the order is such that it's a very intricate, very intricate relationship. First, not only word that happens, but whole sentence and the paragraph and the pages, chapters, and the whole book. And also, it continues to change the order, but change also takes place in order. So there is no way for chance. There is no way for chance. Because change continuously happens, and the change also keeps the order of the whole book, not only one sentence. No.
How can change is continuously happening? How can you keep up with it?
How?
If change is continuously happening, then how can change keep the whole order?
In the reality, in yourself, you are growing. Last year you were younger, I remember you. Look, from last year till this year, your body every moment is changing. Is there any disorder in your change? In the change of your existence?
No.
There is no way that the chance may interfere at all. But what they do, as you said, so the whole universe, they ignore one thing: to be as it is. If somebody knows, correct me. 10 to power 260 something possibility that it may happen as it is now. But they never say that time-wise also it is continuously perfect order. They never say that. As if it is a static universe. No, it is dynamic. And if you remember, in this class, we keep repeating that order is perfect in its spatial dimension, and also it is perfect in its temporal dimension. No one moment of sign taking place in the existence of the universe which can be attributed to accident. One moment. They say the universe is 11, 12, or some people say 13.5 billion years old. No one can say that one moment there was no order. Everything is taken within the order. It's coming into existence. So we have to understand that this universe is under control. I am also, apart from my free will, that I choose this way or that way, my existence also does not allow any accident interfere into my being, into my existing being. existence. No. Everything is under control. Still, I may use my hand this way or this way, but the way my hand is created, the way my mind is created, the way I am free to use my free will never changes. Never changes.
But the choices we make, is that part of the order?
Sorry?
I understand that the existence of free will is part of the order.
Yes.
The choices we make?
You are free to choose. The nature of free will is to be free. That's what we always come up with this question. It is very common. It is not unique to you, to some people. No. Everybody confuses about free will. So, because they say, when we use our free will, we are the agent of our actions. Don't worry about it. I tell you something, let alone the Greek philosophers. Even some great Muslim scholars also said that human beings are creating their own activities. Muslim deep thinking scholars.
But that's not the case.
No.
The creation of the event is
completely out.
Separate. It's just free will itself, the choice.
Yeah, the nature of it. Yeah, I understand that.
Selection.
We say we have partial. No, they say الجزء الإرادة الجزئية. Now, but I don't use this word. إرادة الجزئية is not important. Although it is true, I use إرادة الحرية. Freedom. The free إرادة, free will, free will. So we have to understand that we are given free will, which can operate only within a limited field. For example, I can move this machine here, but I cannot move the sun. For example, it's a very obvious example. For example, when it is cold outside, I can wear some things, but I cannot stop the cold to exist or from existing. But mostly the mistake comes from this understanding. Concentrating on the limitless of the field of human free will, forgetting that it is free will.
I understand. When you move your computer, would you say that's part of the order?
Yes. Can I move the order? It's very simple, but unfortunately people miss this point. It's very simple for you to understand because you are familiar with this. We keep talking about it. Can I move the computer as a result of my choice? I want the computer to be here rather than here. Can I use it without attempting obeying the order? I have to either push it with my hand or put a stick and move it, or use a magnetic field or electrical magnetic field to agitate its place, etc. Follow the order. I have to follow the order while I am using my free will. It means I am subject to the order while I am using my free will. Underlined free will. But I have to obey the order. It means in my standard language, I have to use my free will by obeying the order. Look, it seems to be somehow contradictory, somehow confusing. Why? If it is a free will, why do you have to obey the order? If you are obeying the order, how can you call it free? Now, while we are using the free will, we can freely choose from among the options given to me within the order. This sentence is very important. Did you get it? Did you get it? No. No, you should come more frequently. Never mistake with us. So it's very easy. Look, it is the most essential thing in the world. You know, it is more important than, for example, escaping the death. Because if you don't understand this, why do you live in this world? For nothing. Better die. Really. Because you will die at the end anyways. Why do you bother about this world? This is very essential. While I am using my free will, I am using my free will freely to choose from among what is given in options within the order. I cannot get out of the order, but there are numerous options in front of me. For example, I can move the machine, if I want to move the machine, 1 millimeter, or I don't know, one foot, or 1 yard, or 1 inch, this way, this way, this way. This is what I mean. But I cannot make it completely non-existent. I can burn it. It turns into smoke, ash, energy. I cannot really make it disappear from existence. Takes another form again, takes another form according to the order. It's very simple. So we have to say, I am free, but at the same time, I am subject to the order. That is how we reconcile between human free will and God's absolute will. God's absolute will is the one, the source of the order. He established the order as a result of his will. And we cannot, no one can change the order. But we can choose from among the order, among the options given in the order, because in the order there are options given to human free will. Right?
What's the guarantee that there will always be options within the order?
If you know the options, you have to study the options. For example, for me to move the machine from here to here, there is one option with my hands. But it's for another person who investigated the magnetic field, how to manipulate the magnetic field with a remote control machine. So I see here, I see that my computer is moving, but it means he has discovered some other options that I don't know. And he is obeying that order, or that option of the order, or that option within the order. So, as the Quran says, whatever you do, this is the result of your own choice. It means the application of your own free will. But on the other hand, which seems to be contradictory, outwardly contradictory, no, but literally contradictory, no one can act unless I want it to be. I want him to act in this way. No one can get out of the order of my get out of the order of my choice, God's choice, which is how the universe is, right? So we think that we are imprisoned within this order. But at the same time, God says, if I had not given you the option to choose. It means free will. Yeah? Or there is no option within the order that I can choose. Can you create one option and add to the order of the universe? No. Can you create a free will for yourself if you had not given the free will? Are you the creator of your free will? So what is that? Only what he has chosen is operating in this world, but we are giving the option within that chosen order. You see what I mean? So we cannot get out of the will of the Creator, but at the same time, we choose within the order as we are free. Freely choosing it. That's what we should understand. This kind of reality first, and also the statement of the reality in the creation. It means, in the Quran, in the speech. So we have to understand what language they used in the Quran in referring to what. Okay.
I remember in one of the previous classes we were talking about, I think we were talking free will, and you said that there are two types of verses in the Quran. There are two types of, I think verses or something. For example, free will doesn't have a physical manifestation, right? Free will
Physical,
no physical manifestation.
Right? It's a material substance.
So the way
like your emotions.
Right. So similarly, our perception of time, or our understanding of time, or motion, or dynamism, right, or movement, is also a combination of all your senses, not particularly one way. You don't experience time just by looking at a clock ticking, right? You can also experience time just being, right?
Yeah.
Can you sort of talk a little more about like how should we understand time as a created thing, which is yes, you can see it physically, but there are also ways to perceive it.
No, time. This is confusing. I think this is not the first time you are bringing up this question. When we say, we have to be more precise. When we say time is created, we don't imagine a substance here, out there, and this is created. Now, we have to understand that time, the concept of time, includes in it. We have chair, but welcome. So, the concept of time includes in it what is created. Now, in a short expression, we say time is created. Actually, on several occasions, I remember, we said that time does not have an external existence. Time, a concept, exists in the perception of human capacity of human mind. Time. How? Because we make comparisons and we are given the ability to remember and to make projections into the future. So between what happened and we remember, we experienced in the past and we remember, and what expectations and projections we have concerning the future, in between, in our conceptual thinking, we develop a notion which is called time. Otherwise, this is human construction. But when we speak about time, what we say, last year, last century, yesterday, last night, we use this kind of expressions. And the scholars put it into a simple form and say, time is created. But very simple, write this one and think about it. The concept of time, which is human construction, it's a conceptual term, a concept developed by human beings by using their human capacities, right? Because we are given this memory and expectations for the future. This capacity. Using this capacity, what we do, we think of what has been created in the past, what is being created now, what I expected to be created in the future. And this line of thinking, it gives us the opportunity or facilitates us with developing a concept which is time. In reality, externally, there is nothing, no substance at all, either material or immaterial, which is called time. So in the, I confused now. I think it is the hadith. Now I remember. It is hadith. It's a serious hadith. But, I mean, seriously narrated, not a week or something. The Prophet says, don't swear at time. God said that I am time. What does it mean? So we say to understand the hadith, you have to be a little bit smart. So God says, don't swear at time. I am time. That is the narration from God, from the Prophet. God said that. He says, God said that, right? It is the way of teaching. It means we can understand we should not get angry. We shouldn't curse time. Today is horrible. Oh, so cold, freezing. What we did, that we accused, we cursed the time. What we cursed? What has happened at that moment that I conceptually developed the understanding of it happened today, tonight, tomorrow, yesterday. They understand? Why God says, I am time. What does it mean?
It's continuous.
Sorry?
There's no before, after.
Now, I understand, but make it clear. It is a bit complicated way of explaining it. Very simple way of explaining it. Because the nature of this concept does not exist, it is just we name it. We develop a concept in order to express something what we have experienced in creation.
There's no direction.
Now, creation. So when you curse creation, what do you curse? The Creator. So when you curse creation, you curse the Creator. That's why the simple way of saying it, I am time. It means when you curse creation, you curse me. You understand? So it is very, and at there, it's a very famous hadith. And at there, I am time. Yeah.
Doctor, can you go a step further? Because you understand, we experience creation because it's not stagnant.
It is not?
Stagnant.
Yeah.
As with time passes, we see things evolve.
Now,
and then
let me interrupt you. time doesn't pass. Creation continues. Your conception says it is passing, but in fact, creation continues. Can you continue now?
Well,
Did you understand
I
it?
did understand so but this is,
From our perspective, we name it time is passing. There is nothing passing. I am experiencing yesterday, I am experiencing today, and I am hoping that the experience, another kind of experience similar to this experience, will happen if it is willed to be created by the Creator. And this line of thinking, memory, and of the projections into the future is called time. Otherwise, there is no such thing that time passes. But don't we are using here like we said, a rational intellectual analysis. We are not using daily language. In the daily language, say, I'm getting old. I am getting old. Time is passing. Yeah, time passes very quickly, you know. So I haven't seen you for 10 years. I don't know. It was as if yesterday, this kind of language we use. That's practical language. But in fact, we should know that there is no such thing which passes. But creation continues. Existence continues, and our perception of existence, it remains in our memory. That's how we are created. So these are concepts. We have to know that we cannot say that the concepts do not have external existence, and that is another definition. That which is not, does not have external existence, does not need a creator. It is not created. How can you talk about the creator? Because we know the creator only what? Only through what? Creation. If there was no creator, would you know the creator? No, I said something wrong. If there was no creation, would you know the creator? That is why, for example, this is a work of an engineering work, this one. Then I know that there is an engineer. If there was no work of engineering, would I have the concept of engineer? Would I? Doesn't exist. So it is important that the observance of this universe is important, because observing this universe is important. Only through the existence of this universe, then we know that there is a creator, and I have a creator. So thanks to the existence, which allows me to understand the existence of the creator. That's why Quran's explanation is always intermixed with God's actions and looking at the advice to look at the creation, examine the creation, think about the creation. And also, God introduces himself with certain qualities that we can observe the manifestations of these qualities where? In the creation, not in the Quran. If there was nothing in the creation, Quran wouldn't tell you anything. Right?
So given how we have this metric of measuring time, like a year, years, months, days, weeks. So when that passes, like right now we are in the Gregorian New Year of 2018. So is that, I'm trying to understand, what do we make out of these metrics if what we conceptualize about time is in our mind?
You're comparing your experience last year it was long ago, and of course put some measurements or segments in these measurements, either you say years or centuries, years, or months, weeks, days, hours, and continue, minutes, seconds, and nanoseconds. What are they? They are all pointing to certain creation. Either this big creation that you observed, or nanosecond is as soon as you look, it disappears. Yeah, that is creation as well. So that is our conceptions. That is our measurements. But we measure according to the, of course, order, how the order is established. You know, for example, how do we measure the order of the year? The Earth is running in its orbit around the sun. How do we measure the order of week? We make month. Why? The circulation of the moon around the Earth. So, and week according to the shape of the crescent or full moon, half moon, whatever. You see what I mean? That is our conceptualization. Do you understand? Putting a name. For example, we say, let's say, I don't know, I know Qasim's name. Okay, Qasim. Look, apart from Qasim's existence, is there any Qasim existing here? It's a name. Do you see what I mean? Name is a concept. I said, Qasim, your father could have called you what? For example, Haidar. They love it. So, could have called you Haidar. So, and then we would call you Haidar. But still, we refer, whether we call you Qasim or Haidar, we refer to the same creation, right? We are coming in, although it is not our today's subject, we are studying the verse 8, but we are coming to a very important point. If you don't know the qualities of the Creator, by saying God, you mean nothing. Even you say in Arabic, Allah, nothing. Like, I don't know this creature. I've never seen. I say Qasim. What does it mean? What does it mean? I have never seen this man. I never heard of him, anything. But I say Qasim. Nothing. But at least I have to see him once, or I have to hear his voice, or the picture, or I don't know, his work. I don't know, for example, there's something written here. Somebody told me there is a person in bracket which exists, wrote this. His name is Qasim. So when you say Qasim, what I remember? The one who wrote this. Action. Never forget, action. If we did not observe and experience the action, we should never know the agent. Now, the universe is the action. Agent is God. If you don't know the action, you would never know the person. Whether you say it God, you say it Allah, it doesn't mean anything. So it is important that God says, call me. And we say it, invoke me, pray to me. That's the common sense, common language. Invoke me, pray me. Ud'u. Call on me through my names, not my proper name. Be careful proper name refers to nothing. You understand? No, frankly. Excellent. I really admire if a person says, I don't know. I don't understand. Yeah? If a person pretends to be, well, he's not learning. But when you said no, excellent. So, for example, I know no quality of Qasim, this person. No quality. I say, Qasim, help me. What do I mean? I don't know whether Qasim is a carpenter or a plumber or an electrician or I don't know, literature man or knowledgeable or engineer or
All of the above.
about the above. Yeah. I don't know. Then please, Qasim, help me. If Qasim, let's assume that consciousness, how would you like me to help me? How do you know me? I know you are a plumber. Plumber Qasim, help me, is correct. Because I am asking him to come and do my faucet if it is not working properly, it means. But if you say Qasim only, it means nothing. That's what God says, call upon me with my names. It's a verse in the Quran. فَلَهُ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا. Call upon him with his names, all the names, the qualities you have seen and experienced in the action of this universe. In the action of this universe, whatever the qualities you see, and attribute it to whom? To what? In the action. There must be a source, or the origin of this quality is manifested in the universe. And if you know that, of course, if you understand that this universe has been given existence, so all the qualities belongs to the originator of this universe. So call upon him with his qualities, attributes. In the language of the Quran, attributes are the names of God. Right? It's a very, very straightforward language. So used in the Quran, it's a very straight. I mean, there is no way to interpret in another way. The Arabic language doesn't allow to interpret it another way. فَلَهُ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا. So simple. So we have to understand that proper names are not, it doesn't mean anything. Just a representation in our imagination. Doesn't have an external existence. Yeah.
So you're saying, to the extent of my understanding, that for a name to have meaning, it must be necessarily descriptive, and that description, it gains upon what I experience, right? But for example,
in the existence.
In the existence.
The experience, of course, must take in the existence.
Right. So for example, let's say there's this person and their name is, I'm making this up, Prime Minister Max. Now,
but Prime Minister is a title.
Okay, it's a title, but at the same time, when I refer to that person, I'm like Prime Minister Max.
But there's a name there, Prime Minister. But if you want to make a proper reasoning, you have to say Mac only, no qualification, because Prime Minister is a qualification. So you address him as a qualification, with a qualification. When you address Mac, what do you address him? Mac. So what? Who's Mac?
Okay,
Mac.
All right.
But Prime Minister Mac is okay. Engineer Mac is okay. But qualities.
Is it possible for any name to be both a proper name and descriptive at the same time?
For example, let's say
which upon, without,
Yeah.
you know, when I see that name, I can, without experience,
No,
say
without experience, impossible. But for example, the
that the
father
name
and
in
mother.
itself has these.
No, by definition, there is no need to make it complicated at all. We're trying to find out another way. It doesn't work at all, because by definition, proper names have no quality. But if someone says the baby is born, in the eye of the father and mother, every baby is what? Beautiful. They want their images. You know, for example, he should be as knowledgeable as somebody. You know, as a knowledge symbol. They say, let's call him Jamil. So they put a name. Of course, the Jamil means beautiful. And this Jamil is the concept they developed by the parents by seeing something beautiful. So attributing this experience to the boy or the son or the boy or the girl. Jamil for the boy, Jamila for the son. So for the daughter. So they name it. It has a meaning, but this concept has been taken, something created out there, which we call the quality beautiful. Yeah, it is a wish by the father or the mother or both that this boy or girl should be beautiful. It's a wish. But if there was nothing beautiful created, and there would be no concept of beauty or beautiful. Action is extremely important. We should understand that. Action. We know the agent only through action. So we can communicate with the agent only through the qualities manifested in the action. Get it? So that is why abstract concepts do not have any external existence, any meaning. But of course, if you know the qualities, it makes easy for you to identify the possessor of these qualities. For example, engineer Mac, Prime Minister Mac, you said. Yeah. Engineer Mac. So when I refer next time Mac, it comes to my mind who is engineer, the one who is engineer. Now, if you know the names of God manifested in the universe, experience it, and say, look at the universe and say, whoever made it gave the universe existence, made it in an organized way, put it into an order, beautify it, and with wisdom, etc., etc. The owner of these qualities, the name, let's name it God. Now, when you say next time, oh God, means the one who gave existence to the universe and gave a form to the things in the universe, everything in the universe, and gave everything existence with full and perfect wisdom, knowledge, mercy, justice, measurement, beauty. Do you see what I mean? All of them. If you have these names, these qualities in your mind, and say these qualities belong to a concept, like Qasim, God, Allah. So when you say Allah, your mind must go where? His qualities. Then you can invoke God through his qualities, not only the concept pronoun. Do you understand? It is very important. Why is it very important? Because we see that in the community, people are crazy about the pronoun. They are not sensitive about the qualities at all. If someone says, if someone doesn't use in the community, there's a Muslim culture, traditional culture, if someone doesn't use the name Allah, people get irritated. Now you have to use the right Quranic word. God doesn't mean anything. What do you mean by God? Which kind of qualities you attribute to God? That matters. Do you understand? That matters. Being crazy about a pronoun is a sign of what? Ignorance, prejudice, bigotedness, zealous. Nothing reality at all. It means these people are just following the tradition and just zealous about the tradition, nothing else. So you have to study, you have to investigate. Right? Now, shall we come back to our verse? We don't have much time.
I have a question on the verse actually.
Yeah.
Is there, I guess, is it worth emphasizing as to why the easy way has been kind of capitalized? Like,
why is it capitalized? Because I think I must have copied it somewhere else. I don't know, but I'm guessing that the person who has chosen this way of writing with the E and W capital, choosing the easy way is a special way. The special way. We understand this. I'm not justifying it. I'm just really forcibly interpreting it, trying to make a good sense of the author of this translation, whoever translated it. I think he went the easy way. There is only one way. The one way is what? The way we are created. Yep. The way we are created. In the very common language of the Quran, the way we are created is what? Mustaqim, Sirat Mustaqim. We keep saying every prayer, keep repeating, Ihdina Sirat Mustaqim. Please guide us to the straight path. When you translate the straight path with capital S, capital P, why? It is only one way, one path, which is the path, the way we are created. It means, very simple, do not contradict your nature. Simple. It means we facilitate, we ignore shall, because it is the reason why the people keep saying shall or will. They understand that the Quran speaks to the Prophet, and the Prophet will experience it in the future, not in this world, but in the hereafter. But in principle, what we do, just a minute, I am reading the Quran right now for myself and making it for me now. What it means for me, the Creator says, look, if you do, if we have the qualities, what is mentioned in between, before this verse, then you will find that your Creator facilitates for you the easy way. Means if you understand the reality of this creation, the purpose in your existence, if you understand this, you will understand that if you interpret, we have to understand, if you interpret, I'm emphasizing on it, if you interpret the creation in the right way, you will find no difficulties in your life. Right? That is how we are created. If you believe in God, it doesn't mean that everything will be easy for you. Of course, we mentioned in the beginning, we should not reduce the easy life to external objects. For example, it is windy, stormy, cold outside, okay? What would you like to happen as I get out of the building? My father passes by and sees me and stops and gives me, takes me, and drives me home. And life is easy. It's not easiness. It is not what the Quran mentions here that facilitate the easy way for you. This external. Today your father may, or somebody, or you telephone, but now it is fashion. You call Uber or on a Lyft, whatever the company you work for. You said, I'm there in 4 minutes. Okay, the 4 minutes. And then it's 4 minutes now. Get out of the house. The car is waiting for you in front of the house. That is how easy life. No. It doesn't mean anything at all here. It is not easiness, because you may still have lots of psychological problems. Yeah, because you would say, okay, it happened now. In order to pay the Uber or the taxi, whatever, you have to work, and I don't want to work. It never ends at all. The easiness must be internally taking place. It means your understanding of the creation needs to be interpreted according to your, if you like, unsoiled. It means corrupted, primordial nature as you are created. That is the easy way. You see nothing difficult in the world at all. Everything is being created outside of you. It means external to you by a one who creates everything with wisdom. And we said at the beginning of this class today, I think we should wrap up with this because the building closing time is already 8 o'clock. We are 10 minutes late. The guard says, okay, you go ahead, but we shouldn't exploit his goodwill for us. So we should be respectful to him as well. We have to go back.
You were saying about the external to us. So why did you feel the need to emphasize on the external part? Why not?
But everybody, all the civilization around us, how do they describe happiness? How do they describe pleasure? External. The whole civilization of the world. Don't worry about the Muslim countries or something. They are also following the, for example, economic development, etc., materially being in a good condition, prosperous conditions. That's their aim. But the real happiness lies in the consistency between your expectations according to the purpose of your existence. You have to establish why I exist. According to purpose of your existence, you have to see the world, outside the world, it is perfectly matching. The purpose of your existence. What is the purpose of your existence? You have to think, I am given existence by the one who created the universe, right? I am given existence by the one who created the universe. If someone cannot create the universe, cannot give me, so cannot create me. So you understand this. So there must be a correlation. How? Not that everything materially will happen to you as you wish, because your wish may not be appropriately interpreted or understood according to your real nature. It may be polluted by the effect of outside civilization, or a civilization which doesn't really think about the purpose of existence. Have you seen anything that is presented in TV channels or I don't know, other mass media? This is the purpose of existence. They don't talk about it because they don't know. They don't think. They say, here I am. What I need, I am hungry, I need food, I am cold, I need clothes or whatever. Right? That is the value of this civilization. External, everything external. No one says, what is the purpose of existence? Why do we exist? Why does the universe exist? What am I going to do here in this world? Why am I given existence? Has a beginning and end. I am giving birth and death. In between, I'm bound to, I cannot say that I don't want to be born. Can you? Can you say that I don't want to die? What is that? Somebody is bringing me into existence without asking me. Somebody is taking me out of this existence without asking me. It means somebody else is operating on my existence within this world. What is the purpose of it? Is it crazy? What is it? Is it meaningless? That's what we have to establish. If someone, any of us, does not think of his or her own purpose of existence, they cannot understand this facilitation. What is facility? What is the facility? Facility means, if you get free payment from the state, oh, everything is, I'm happy. I have all the money I need. That's it. Everything is ready for me. But it doesn't mean that you can be comfortable in your existence in this world. Everything you have, most of the people who commit suicide are the people who have almost everything. Mostly, but there are exceptions. But mostly. Do you understand? Because human senses, they call it internal. Internal feelings, human feelings, do not get satisfaction. For example, let's say my mouth and my throat is complaining, stop, say, that's enough. So, for example, what is the ideals for human beings? Having a huge mansion and a lot of money to run the mansion makes it beautiful. When you get out of the house, look at the gardens and maybe fountains, the waters are flashing and the birds are singing. You love it, huh? Do you think you got everything? You are in a big trouble. Why? You know that you are going to leave this mansion, let's call it palace, behind. How hard it is. You know that? How hard the separation is from your beloved house. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't get a house. Don't misunderstand. But happiness does not lie there. Happiness has nothing to do with external facilities. This verse doesn't mean external facilities. We facilitate for you the easy way, means we are going to give you the car you want, we are going to give you the marriage you want, we are going to give you the house you want. No, we are going to give you the income you want. It doesn't mean at all. The purpose of the Quran is what? What this universe, what this existence refers to. This universe is a source of signs, referring to it is creator, the reality of it is creator. So Quran speaks not for the purpose of this world, but Quran speaks, God guides us for the purpose of what this word refers to. Do you understand the difference? So it refers to the absolute qualities of its creator. So if we want God's help, God says, okay, I can give you all help you need. I facilitate everything for you. But you have to connect with what the universe is referring to, not the universe itself. For example, beautiful house or beautiful mansion or palace refers to what? You want to entertain your life with no trouble at all. Yep. Okay. How can it be possible? How can it be possible? Within this world, if you have the most beautiful house, it will become harder to leave the house behind you. When you are told that, oh, you are going to die soon, the first thing comes to your mind, what? How am I going to leave this house? Separation from your attachments is the most difficult thing in this world, in this creation. But if you attach yourself to the source of all these qualities that you want, you desire, which is absolute creator, is there any separation from the creator? Be careful. Your creator, when you die, you are separated from this world, but you are always with your creator. You cannot separate yourself from your creator. Your creator is absolute. Your existence belongs to him. Do you understand? So the source of sorrow, sadness, and anything that we don't like, anything, is attaching ourselves to these temporary creatures and forgetting the source of these creatures, that our humanity must be attached to the source of the creation, this creation, not the creatures themselves. These are symbols, these are signs, these are there in order to demonstrate the qualities of its creator, and get to know who your creator is, so that you will attach yourself to the source, the creator. Do you understand? It's very important, the distinction between what the definition of facility, either the facility we understand in this material world, temporary world, but still, the more you have, the more difficult it becomes to be separated, as far as the transient world is concerned, because human nature wants what? Permanent connection, not separation. That's why when our mother and father dies, or beloved ones dies, we cry. Separation is it. But if you think that your mother is the representation of the compassion of her creator, you are experiencing the compassion in the existence of the mother. Attach yourself to the compassion, not the mother. You can bear it. Okay, still materially, separation is difficult, but not human nature. Human nature says, okay, my mother, I don't want her to die, but as long as she is given the existence by the source of the compassion, I don't mind. I don't curse the creator. I am happy with the creator, although I don't want it. That's it. That's my desire. I don't want the separation even in the material world, but my humanity wouldn't get disappointed completely. When my mother dies, we say, okay, as the Quran says, al-mawtu haqqun. That is from the creator. It is decided by the creator. He established everything in this way. It is appropriate to the purpose of my existence. Why? Because my existence is here to train what is the source of, to get understand or educated about the source of this existence. That is the training place. The universe exists only for what? To train us, to educate us. What is the source of this universe? Even you study the universe in order to understand the qualities of the creator of the universe, so you attach yourself to the creator, not to the object itself. That is the difference between materialist philosophy and the Quranic understanding. I said we can continue, but this word facilitate will take the class. And it did. The word, one word, facilitate, you know. Yeah, so that's the last, I'm finished. I don't know.
So in trying to connect it with what we discussed last week, so I understand that in existence, the manifest and the hidden side of existing things is accessible to me. And by hidden, I mean, or I understand it as the meaning that things refer to, or the qualities that they reflect. And so if I choose to connect myself with that hidden or meaningful side of creation, in a way, I choose to engage with things. I choose to engage with things in a human way, right?
Yeah.
With my human side. And so I am making the choice for things to be satisfying my human side. And so letting things be facilitated for me in a way that gives me ease and gives me satisfaction.
That's what the Quran says. What already you are. Because when you said we facilitate for you the easy way, means there is an easy way. It is already there. Please find out.
So out of the options, I'm choosing the one I choose in which to interpret existence.
In a way that it makes your life the easiest.
Right.
And more comfortable with no psychological problems.
So it's up to me to have things easy or not.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what the Quran tells us.
Yeah.
Look, we say also Quran doesn't tell us what we cannot know. Just Quran guides us to discover what is already within us. I always keep saying this. I will say it because still it doesn't register. I know, because it is not repeated in the culture. Quran teaches nothing but what is already within us. It helps us, guides us to discover it. That's one of the verses. It is there. You can be facilitated the easy way. It is possible because it is within your capacity. It's nothing external. We call it, they don't say external, but say Quran gives extra information. No, Quran doesn't give extra information more than what human potentiality is. Be able to understand. We wouldn't be able to confirm it. It is not within my, if it wasn't within my potentiality, how would I confirm it? But the Quran says you have to confirm me. It means you have the capacity to confirm me. Work on it, find it out, and you will understand that I am telling you the truth. I am informing you of the truth. We understand that. These are not commonly known, plus opposite side is very common in the community. That's why it is hard to digest. Because you have been hearing just opposite for 20 years. You can imagine. So the change of direction of thinking, not easy at all. We should keep repeating it from different perspectives on every occasion. Okay, I think we are being unfair to the God. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم الحمد لله رب العالمين. Thank you, inshallah. See Saturday and Wednesday at the same time here, Saturday in whatever, inshallah. If you can make it.